What is up, guys? It is Jed Wrestling here, back again with another video, and today is going to be a discussion type video, not something I do particularly often, but this is going to be a discussion of one man, and that man is Jey Uso, the winner of the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble, and the man who will be challenging Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 41 in April. Jey Uso, I think, is one of the most overhated wrestlers in the entire WWE, and today we are going to dive into the reasons why. Let's start off with how Jey Uso got to where he is today. So in 2010, Jey Uso burst onto the WWE scene along with his brother Jimmy, and for the next roughly 10 years, he would be an exclusive tag team guy, almost never wrestling on his own. That was until 2020 when Jimmy Uso tore his ACL at WrestleMania 36, and that would put him out for the rest of the year, and even a little bit after that. It was like over a year that Jimmy Uso was out. That would leave Jey to defend for himself. He was in a few matches, but didn't do all that much as a single star. That wasn't until August of 2020 when Roman Reigns captured the Universal Championship. And then on SmackDown, Jey Uso won a number one contenders fatal four-way match to determine number one contendership for Roman Reigns' Universal Championship. The two would face at Clash of Champions 2020, where Roman Reigns did defeat Jey Uso. And that was a match that really cemented Jey Uso as a main eventer, in my opinion, because we had Jimmy Uso coming out threatening to throw in the towel, and then Jey Uso was like, "No, I can do this. I can do this." So he's got that babyface determination, which I thought was a cool touch. And the feud continued into Hell in a Cell 2020 when the two met in an I Quit match inside Hell in a Cell, where Roman Reigns would lock in a still injured Jimmy Uso to force Jey Uso to quit. That was a feud and subsequent matches that I think really cemented Jey Uso as a main eventer, and nobody was really hating too much at the time. I think people were pretty happy with the matches and how everything went with the feud with Jey and Roman. After that, Jey would sort of go back into the role he was before once Jimmy Uso returned. He would realign himself with Roman Reigns and subsequently realign himself with Jimmy Uso, and they would win the tag team titles. In 2022, they would unify them and then would lose the tag team titles at WrestleMania 39 to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And the Usos did team together for a little bit after that, turned on Roman Reigns, and then beat both Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa at Money in the Bank 2023 in a match where Jey Uso actually pinned Roman Reigns, earning him a match at SummerSlam 2023. But during that match, Jimmy Uso would betray his brother, kicking Jey Uso in the face, costing him the undisputed Universal Championship. And on a few SmackDowns later, Jey Uso would actually quit WWE in kayfabe, of course. He would quit. He would super kick Jimmy Uso, say he's out of the bloodline, he's out of SmackDown, he's out of WWE and all that. Then at Payback 2023, Jey Uso returned, revealed that he had gotten a call from Cody Rhodes to come back and be a part of the Raw roster by himself, which is what he did. He became main event Jey Uso and would slowly introduce his tremendously popular Yeet catchphrase, which has been put onto countless pieces of merchandise for WWE. And it seemed then that Jey Uso was incredibly popular. He would always get really, really good reactions from the live crowd. His merch was at the top of the list when it comes to top sellers for WWE on WWE Shop and at WWE shows. And sort of throughout 2024, he kind of fell off a little bit, but that was until he captured the Intercontinental Championship from Braun Breaker, and it was then for the first time that I had seen at least some people were hating on Jey Uso. They did not want him to defeat Braun Breaker. They were kind of upset, like, hey, Braun deserves better. Jey Uso isn't that good of a wrestler. He would soon lose the title and then enter back into the Bloodline a little bit for Survivor Series War Games. He teamed with the OG Bloodline, Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, and Sami Zayn, as well as CM Punk, to defeat the New Bloodline and Bronson Reed at Survivor Series War Games. After that, Jey Uso would enter into a short little feud with Gunther over the World Heavyweight title, which culminated at Saturday night's main event in January, where he was unable to unseat Gunther, and then he would declare for the Royal Rumble. He was amongst like the first like three or four people to declare for the Royal Rumble, if I remember right. And in the match itself, it came down to both him and John Cena, and everyone's like, yeah, Cena's definitely gonna win. He's gonna AA Jey Uso out of the ring, had him on his shoulders for the AA. They were both on the apron, and then Jey Uso evaded, pushed Cena off the apron, and was able to win the Royal Rumble. The people in attendance seemed pretty happy about it. I was really happy about it personally. I liked how they went with an unpredictable result. I liked how they went with Jey Uso because I'm a big Jey Uso fan, which I will dive into why in a second after I'm done with getting to where he is now and him challenging Gunther and everything. But then you open up YouTube and they posted the video of Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble to their YouTube channel. It has way more dislikes than it does likes, and the comment section is really anti Jey Uso, if you know what I'm saying. They're like, "Oh, Cena should have won, Punk should have won. Jey Uso isn't a main eventer. He's only got like 5 moves or something like that." And then I thought like hopefully they don't turn on him on the next Raw, and they didn't. They were still yeeting with him and everything. They still did. That they still gave him a good crowd reaction. It seemed like only on the internet people were angry with Jey Uso. After that, he would challenge Gunther for the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania. And the build to this match I think has been really boring. Honestly, it's been like Jey Uso attacking Gunther for the first few weeks, and then now it's Gunther attacking Jey Uso seemingly every dang week. But it was soon that Jey Uso entered into a little feud with A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. And on an episode of Raw, he squashed Austin Theory on Raw, which no hate to Jey Uso, I wasn't really a fan of that. But people were mad at Jey Uso after that match because they were like, oh, he botched the spear. If you look at that footage, he definitely did not botch that spear. Michael Cole was like, oh, a cross body. And if he said, oh, a spear, people would have thought that was a spear. They're just being really nitpicky, trying to hate on Jey Uso here. But he did end up botching a dive to the outside, and people were mad at him about that, comparing him to Top Dollar and everything. If you remember Top Dollar, he did that dive to the outside and then missed in a very similar manner to how Jey Uso did it. So hear me out. First of all, Jey Uso did not botch that spear. He only really botched the dive to the outside. I stand by that. Like, be honest with yourselves. He did not botch that spear. People are being nitpicky. But as for like the whole like 5 moves criticism and everything, there have been a lot of top guys over the course of WWE's history that have been really charismatic, really over, with somewhat limited move sets. You think of people like Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Goldberg, The Rock, John Cena, even people like Randy Orton. They all have somewhat limited move sets, yet that hasn't affected their match quality and that hasn't affected how over they are with the audience. I think Jey Uso is in that same boat. And obviously, if you're like just like if you're like a hardcore wrestling fan, you just want purely match quality. Jey Uso might not be your cup of tea because like you would prefer people like Seth Rollins and Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura and all those like technical wrestlers and everything. Me personally, I don't really have preferences in my wrestling. I just like a little bit of everything. I like some good matches, I like some good storytelling, and I like some entertaining character work. And as far as that last part, Jey Uso is definitely one of the best in that regard. So in conclusion, I think Jey Uso is way overhated. I think y'all gotta stop hating on Jey Uso, and I hope I'm scared that some people are gonna turn on like the live crowd is gonna turn on Jey Uso at WrestleMania and ruin his match with Gunther, kind of like they did with Brock Lesnar and Goldberg at WrestleMania 20. Hope they do not do that. I hope they're still yeeting. I hope they're still cheering, and I do hope that I do think that Jey Uso is going to win the world title at WrestleMania, and I will be happy about it, no doubt. That has been sort of my rambling little discussion video today on Jey Uso being overhated. Let me know down in the comments down below if you agree or disagree. Don't be afraid to share your thoughts. I would love to hear them. But yes, Jed Wrestling out.